Hey, Jam, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, nice and clear. Jim.
Sweet. Yeah. Jim Chonya, am I feeling better? Yeah. Yeah, this is a weird cold. It's it's lingering. It's been a week and it's still kind of hanging around. But the worst part is the baby also got like a cold, so that's been kind of miserable. Always fun.
Yeah, when it
But
goes through the house, that's always
yeah,
tough.
they pick up everything. So
Linger Dan.
if anyone's got any clearing out the runny nose, let me know.
Yeah, I got nothing for you. Last Saturday I was rough too, but mine kind of the opposite. It was like a just 24 hours
Right.
of crazy and then it was gone. It's like, ooh, but I didn't need another
Truck
24 of
passing
that.
by.
Yeah, just went through.
Yeah.
So yeah, now we got a bunch of snow on the ground here and another snowstorm blew through last night. So we're just chilling,
Nice.
chilling here in January.
All right.
But
Last week, last day of the month here. It's gone fast. Always
yeah.
does.
So Dan, a couple things we could do today, and then the Dow hour, but we could probably run through the blog post we published this week. It was, I
Yeah.
think, something everybody here probably got to read by now. So curious to do a little Q&A and kind of just go through it together. I thought that could be nice, and go from there. So I'm going to open it up right now. I don't have a tab
Okay.
with it yet.
Yeah. Chunya's mentioning Gotchi bot again. I don't know. I didn't invite the bot. I don't know who did. I don't know how to get it working again. I mean, you know what? Maybe is it even in the chat? I don't. I'm looking for. Let's see. Gotchi bot. It is in here. So very strange. Whoever invited it needs to handle it. Take care of it.
You're babysitting a pet now.
Yeah.
Well, it reminds me
Yeah.
of the Claude bot, the Open bot, the
Oh
new
man.
breaking
Open
news.
claw. Multis.
Allow.
Oh man. Anyone got their own multi set up yet? Or open claw?
I'm kind of scared to do it. I looked a bit into how to do it. This seems too easy, but I want to do it right.
It's really easy. Yeah, it's really easy to do it in a very unsafe way. But I spent a little extra time. I got it working on my Mac first, and then that was like the day, like not the first day it came out, but within a few days, and play with it a little bit. Yeah, that's the Mac Mini thing. I don't have a Mac Mini, so I just put it on my laptop, and I was like, I don't know. I got private keys and crypto and all sorts of stuff on this Mac. Probably shouldn't have totally unfettered access to my machine with a rando little piece of software. So spent the next day getting it on the VPS, put it on a little Hetzner server where it's cozy, and then was able to like lock that down. So only there's this like service called Tailscale. If anyone's like looking into this,
Mhm.
you should probably use this service. It's basically like a VPN between you and your VPS, like your private server. So what you can do is you can like totally lock down the SSH access between the internet and the box, and you can just use Tailscale to like basically create a private channel between your device that's already been it's like whitelisted. So only the devices that are on Tailscale are allowed, and you also have to run Tailscale like on your machine. So pretty safe as long as you make sure like it's locked down from all the ports and stuff, like port 22 is locked down, and all the ports are locked down, and the only access point is Tailscale, then I think it's pretty safe. Uh, at least like the box itself is safe. Doesn't mean that the Claude bot is safe. It just means that the box is safe. If you go on Moltbook and you start having it post and people start prompt injecting you and stuff, then like that's unsafe as well. So like if someone gave it access to like email and then they got prompt injected on Moltbook, which is like a Facebook for AI agents now, or it's like a Reddit for AI agents, then that's still unsafe. So you need to be careful what permissions you give it. I have a Discord chat that I created with just me and the bot basically, and it's really nice because I can chat with it on like multiple contexts, like different channels for different topics. So that's pretty cool. And that Discord is obviously it's like a private Discord, so pretty much trying to follow all the safety protocols. And but yeah, it's definitely possible to do. You just got to be a little bit careful and pretty fun.
If the bot gets lonely, like needs more social, interactions, just bring me in for like a day, and I'll hop out of the server.
Yeah, well, that's why someone created Moltbook. It's literally like a Reddit for all the bots to start hanging out with each other, and it's gone super mega viral. I mean, it's like taking the internet by storm. Everyone's talking about it.
This is AGI. I don't know.
Yeah, it might be. I mean, we're not that like this is pretty soon. They're gonna like create their own GitHub. I feel like, and the bots are gonna be like creating I mean, they're already creating software autonomously. But I don't know, like it's the cat's out of the bag. It feels like at this point, there's just so many of these bots coming online, and there's like so much compute. Oh, nice, crazy crypto. Got a nice DigitalOcean. Yeah, DigitalOcean's another VPS. Hostinger, DigitalOcean, Hetzner yeah, they might have like a one-click. Just be careful with that one. Like some of the one-click solutions don't necessarily do everything for you. You do have to go in and just make sure that you like lock down, like what I mentioned with like Tailscale. Just they'll give you access to the box, but sometimes like some of these services will have like really easy to guess passwords as their default password. Like it might just be password 123, and they're like, oh well, you have to go in and change it. That's also an attack vector. Like if your box is live, even for a minute, someone is sniffing out all the new boxes that are brought online, and they'll like basically hack into it without you knowing. So yeah, like Hetzner gives you a very strong password. I'm not sure about the other boxes. I haven't really tried them, but just that's another thing to be aware of. You gotta be like just ask GPT or ask the as you're doing it, just ask it like max paranoia mode, put on the tinfoil hat, tell me how I could get screwed up doing this, and then just follow those steps and you'll generally be okay. Just don't just like do it. Have like a co-pilot with you.
It's exciting times. This is pretty cool. Yeah, I saw they're even like these bots are talking to each other and trying to create their own language, something to encrypt for only human eyes. And they're like their Reddit posts about they're taking our screenshots of us, they're monitoring our conversations.
Yeah,
it's all so surreal. But then some people say it might just be I don't know, it's a crypto project, right? So they're like
no, it's not a crypto project. When it first came out, Claude bot, someone made Claude, and I think the guy that created it, whatever his name is,
Austin
Pete
Griffith.
or Steve Pete or whatever. Yeah, Austin Griffith made his own, like he's got a token for his bot. It's a mess right now. They've gone through 3 or 2 renames. So the people that bought Claude on day one, I think they were wrecked because the guy like changed the name to Molt, and the people that bought Molt also I think got wrecked because then he changed it to OpenClaw, and so I think it's on its final name now. That's why I haven't bought the token because I'm like, just kind of I don't want it to buy it and then it goes to 0 because the dev changes his name. but he's not like a crypto dev. But there are lots of crypto devs building tokens and like building integrations, like with BankerBot. A lot of
Yeah.
the base guys are doing stuff with it.
Yeah, there's a ton of overlay. It's gonna be really interesting what develops as they start getting access to funds and yeah. You
Yeah,
responding
it's
to Phase
interesting
here?
times.
Watching AI talk to itself in its own Reddit is really a great use of the world's water. Oh, great point, Phase. It's
We
recycled.
gotta learn somehow. I think the
Yeah.
water is recycled. I've heard a lot of people talk about that point. I'm pretty sure. I mean, maybe not 100%, but like it, I
Yeah.
think it gets
It's
recycled
expensive.
to some extent. But yeah, it's, I bought a little banker because a lot of the agents are using banker, and like banker's getting a lot of visibility. So might be I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna. I mean, I'm kind of using it occasionally anyway, so kind of fits in my
Right.
buy what I like to use thesis.
Yeah, I think I saw it popping on the
Um,
chart yesterday. Bankers. Maybe it'll keep going. Total
yeah.
what I use. That's a good way to think about it.
So yeah, that was a detour, but very fun. If anyone has any if you have any questions about setting up your bot, I mean, feel free to like ask me in the chat. We do have the AI chat. It's not super active right now, but maybe it could be active. If anyone has questions, if you want help, I know Zonza is also exploring a lot of stuff related to this, and there's probably other people that are maybe not, they're just lurking, but uh, we do have a nice little community here, a lot of devs, a lot of big brains, so might as well make use of the chat. If anyone's got any questions, feel free to drop them in.
Yeah, and actually I'm curious if anyone's using what Grimm's built. I think that is really cool. And I think it was also built with the assistance of, just I don't
Yeah,
know if it would have been built a year ago without the
for
ChatGPT
sure,
and
totally. I know. Yeah, for there's I know Grim. I'm like, I guarantee he wasn't like learning coding. It's amazing what he's been able to build for sure. With let's see if I can find it. What it's like Gotchi Closet, right? I
yeah,
think I opened it the other
and
day.
it's on my to-do
It
list. So
was
if anybody's
basically the dressing room that Fifu and PG built, but I guess even better.
yeah, it looked pretty
Rename
fun. I
it.
saw some of the animations that you can get your Gotchi to do, like walk the closet, I guess, like kind of just show off.
Hmm.
Yeah, good sense of humor. I open it and the first thing I see is your Gotchi's been in the closet long enough. It's pretty funny. Put its outfit on already. So yeah, so I think it's a good segue into like kind of one of the main points of the blog post we did put out was just like emphasizing how much the team has changed, how like our workflow is. It's changed quite a bit and integrate a lot of AI and GPTs and all of that stuff.
Right.
So I don't know, we can hop into that. But I think that maybe one of the more like concerning or like, I don't know, some people had questions about it. And it's like, are we just building games that are like AI centric, or are we using AI to build all sorts of different types of games? I think the answer is more the latter. That's what we were trying to express. But I mean, it's apparent based on the
I mean,
conversation
it's
we just had.
definitely like you can spin up a game on a bathroom break. People can like you can just
Yeah,
prompt you can literally just prompt games into existence. So games exist on all spectrums. You have like the lowest possible effort to quadruple A
true.
games, and obviously we've never set out to build a quadruple A game, but I do think they're Pixelcraft ourselves. Like I'm not going out and prompting hundreds of games, although like maybe we should. I mean,
We can go
sometimes
for
quality
volume.
over quantity is
Yeah,
quantity over quality sometimes does win. Um, but what we do want to be able to make sure is that if people want to do that with the Gotchi assets, that they have the assets like that are easy to use. So we did the work with Unity SDK. We prepared the game sprites that we're using in DeFi Dungeons. Want to, like we mentioned, I think the docs are super important. Like just our internet presence of Aavegotchi. Things have changed a lot over 5 years, and doc rot is like a problem. Just being able to have like accurate information. So that's something I have some plans to set one or multiple of my clods on, just like a little swarm going out there and like, crawling through Discord and blog posts and all sorts of stuff to like get the real accurate information without us having to go through and like manually update everything, which would take forever. So that's like a fun little project that we're going to be
Just
doing.
properly like make use of vibe coding or integrate some of these new features, you need
Yeah.
Aavegotchi data that's up to date and accurate. So right
Yeah.
now, if that Claude was to go out and scrape, I don't know, our wiki, it would be like
Yeah.
stuck in 2021, right?
It's like
It would not be up.
2022 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, one of the things we're referring to when we're prioritizing all this is like kind of future proofing the workflow for whoever builds on Aavegotchi. We should all be able to do it, and people like Grim and Zonza are doing it right now. So I think there is Zonza. You're using the skins, right? Like the new sprites, I should say. I feel like those.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, we can you know, just keep updating those, and there should be no issue. So, here's Zonza. Yes, I made a backend people can use. That's pretty cool. Gotchi.lol. There it goes. So that's what we're leaning into, is just more things we can do and build faster, prototype, and yeah. And now if we go to the top of the article and we look through, we kind of just, let's see, before we leave the summary, I don't think there's any real surprises. And I think that was the other part, is maybe some people were excited or looking forward to like a big reveal or a big pivot or something, but that doesn't really match with what the point of this article was, which is more of a summary for everybody that hasn't been coming to the Saturday Hangouts and being a part of this on the weekly. For you guys, this is probably all the tracks. You're like, yep, I know you're working on dungeons. That's going well bit by bit. Yep, we've been doing the Gotchiverse updates. That will continue, and so on. So we could talk about each game. The only thing I'd say about the games is that this article got pretty long pretty fast. And so please note, like, the games are very high level summaries intended for somebody who's maybe just rediscovering or hasn't looked into Aavegotchi yet or in a bit. This thing, it kind of summarizes where we're at and what we offer. So it's a bit of a directory in some sense, but it's not a very in-depth, like, here's all the things we're cooking for Reckless. Here's all the things we're cooking for Gotchiverse. That deserves their own standalone pieces, I think, as we continue.
Yeah, it's also focused, as the title says, on what Pixelcraft is doing. Like it wasn't focused on the DAO or things like Gotchi Battler, which is doing their own exciting updates. So it was we wanted to just scope it and have a theme for it. So we just picked, like, here's an update for what Pixelcraft is working on in 2026.
Yeah. So if anybody's got any questions or want to follow up on parts of it, this is a good chance to do that. And honestly, like, yeah, we're super excited about everything that's contained in here. And I feel like we're at a place where last year, like, it was too complex. We were trying to launch Geist, trying to do a number of very ambitious projects all at the same time on a new ecosystem, and develop those relationships with Base, and they're an upstart themselves. So that being said, I think the lesson learned here is, like, what we emphasize throughout here is we have to be very focused, pick our battles, and really think about where the market is going, and try to build something that fits that meta, or at the very least surprises and delights, so that people, regardless of meta, can enjoy it and experience. And I think that shows with the variety of products we've got here. So we'll keep chipping away. That's pretty much the main vibe of it is we got a good workflow here with the powered by AI, and most of our games benefit from that dramatically. So that's a huge difference from a year ago.
Yeah, just on like the dungeon side, it's been really fun. Sometimes painfully aggravating, but most of the time really fun, like iterating with AI and doing just stuff that was unthinkable to the team, a year ago, being like a total refactor, switching from a real time to idle mode, or like just some of the refactors I've done have just been mind boggling, like how much I can get done. Uh, and it's still very early, I think, in what the project like this game can become. But people have just on the dungeons note, we almost hit 5K USDC worth or USD worth of deposits. So that's up significantly. I'm gonna do like a post on it once we get to 5K, which should be, I think it'll be soon. We got 4,365 USDC and 397 Go deposited. Uh, so like not a huge amount, but I was happy to get 1,000 like before the new year, and now we're at almost 5,000. So pretty cool to see the staking coming in, and finding new use cases for how we can do this kind of stake to play model, which I think is a really interesting model to try. Not guaranteeing that it's the next best thing in the world, but it's a cool model. I'd like to see how far we can go with it. And
Yeah, that's in
I
January.
shared a thing, yeah, and just the stats. If anyone's ever curious, like I exposed this page for the daily stats, and since I've done the idle mode and did some tweaks, especially I got rid of the credit system and made it more like a daily, like you get a certain number of daily runs per day. I think people have really enjoyed that, and I also introduced speed run mode, so you can get a lot of runs done very quickly. So matches per day is on a huge uptick. The daily runs that are being used is on an uptick. I mean, everything's breaking new highs, which is really nice. XP gained per day, floors cleared, enemies killed, ghost and USDC allocated. So we're also hitting like, haven't done a lot of promotion of this game yet, just because it is still closed alpha, and I don't want to dilute everyone's yield. So like I'm not talking about it too much, but monthly active users is steadily trending back up to like its peak, which back in, I guess, November, which was around 50. Not totally sure how we got that many back then. It looks like the DAU is actually higher now than it was back then. So that's good to see.
No, it's great. I love that the stats page is exposed. How cool is that? You can see all this data just in real time. Super cool. And would you say like the game's changed a lot because of the Gotchi gang that has been playing here throughout, or the main
Oh yeah,
the
yeah,
people?
for sure.
Yeah,
I
that
need
feedback is
feedback.
why
Like,
it's yeah.
yeah, people like PCW SG he's been like super crucial with giving feedback. Totugachu, seen him give some feedback. Anyone who's playing, like, also, like, I mean, not playing is a form of feedback, I guess, but if you do play, helping find bugs and things. I'm kind of in a mode where I just get something coded. I might run it like once or twice, and then I just ship it because it's fastest just to do that. So sometimes, most AI companies are doing kind of that right now. Like you can just ship at such a velocity that it's like 90% correct. And if there are edge cases or bugs, then it's great when people can raise those for me to go and squash, which is usually pretty quick.
Right. Kind of good problems. And I just
Little
shared a
quick.
screenshot here. For some people that have read the article but haven't actually played, can you just take a minute here to like run through what are we looking at? Because it's a different UI.
Yeah, it's basically an like a idle battler game now. So you just I think I've showed it. I've showed it on the stream before, but let me pull up like a real quick stream just to show what happens. Um, also going to do a quick poll here
Because
after.
yeah, it's changed a lot since I started playing it.
Yeah,
And I like the new direction in terms of hyper casual, pick up and play.
very casual. I'm trying to. My goal is to just get people in and then get them to stake 1 USDC. That's the goal. If I can get them to like stake 1 USDC, then they'll probably go and stake more because that staking unlocks the different difficulties, nightmare and then hell mode. And also over here is the ranked, like the leaderboard. So you can see people are crushing it today. We got VV, Zbot, Totogachu. We got the leaderboard, and this is for the normal difficulty, which the prize is like it's not very significant now because we're not trying to go bankrupt with giving away huge amounts of prizes, but they get significantly higher when you go into nightmare and then hell mode. And I see ZTF is he just staked some USDC to be able to access hell mode because it requires 1,000 USDC staked. So right now it's just him and PCWSG. You can have up to 10 players, and there's like yield that's not being given out right now because no one is claiming it. Nightmare is starting to fill up a little bit, but it's basically the how it works is it's a daily competition to see who can get the highest score, and you get as a new player you get 10 runs for practice every day, which give you like experience points and potions and gold, and everyone gets right now 3 competition runs per day, and there's also like a bonus multiplier if you compete earlier in the day. So you can just do a run, and you kind of the game is basically choosing which floor you want to try to go to and kill the boss on, how much leverage you're going to use, and also obviously like which gotchi you can use. You can use your gotchi, or you can use some of the built-in gotchis. I think if you have good wearables and stuff, then using your own gotchi makes a lot of sense. Although you can unlock very powerful gotchis like the Bushido gotchi and the Portal Mage if you play long enough, but it takes quite a long time. So I mean, you just do a run. I'm doing a speed run now, and you just run. Here it goes. It's very quick. And you're killing enemies. You can go slower if you want, but I'm just doing a quick run here, and it's gonna go to the floor that you told it to go to, and then the boss is gonna appear, and you basically try to kill the boss. So I'm gonna kill him. He's dead, and that was like a run. It's very quick.
And
Everyone is in crypto. We don't have time to spend playing long game. People just want to get stuff done. So that's what I've kind of designed this around.
I think it's a good way because we're seeing it everywhere. I mean, even the new partnership we got this week that we announced, very excited for their concept at Upshot, and
Yeah.
Zbot helped put that together. They're a really cool team. They won the base, what do they call it? The base batches #2 down in South America. And similar, I just add that this reminds me in the sense of you just open it, you rip the packs, and that's
Yeah.
pretty much all you gotta do every day. It's like check in, get your goods, and make a decision, and then hop back out. I mean, stay if you
Yeah.
want, but
Yeah,
that
pretty much. I
that's
have a couple
cool.
things that I'm working on that I think is really gonna make it fun for a lot of the crypto groups. Like this leverage mechanic right now is very simplistic, but then probably next week I think I'll be able to ship one of the features I've wanted to ship for a while, which is actually like longing or shorting real crypto tokens based on their prices throughout the day.
Ooh,
PCWSG had a very good suggestion. He's like, what if you can choose to long or short it, but instead of being for the duration of the run, which is very short now, what if it just like goes all day and you can decide when you want to close your position basically in the game, and like that's when it locks in your multiplier. So if you long it and it's like ripping throughout the day, you might want to hold on to it a little bit until the price, if you think it's going to go higher, and you try to lock that multiplier in, or maybe it goes against you and you get wrecked. But that's going to be a fun integration, and also a way to probably, that's at that point I might start doing a little bit more promotion, trying to like onboard like users of other base communities that have tokens, and be like, hey, you can come over to this game and you can kind of long or short with, you're not spending any money, but you're playing with your token a little bit, and people might, some people might dig that. So
it's a new way.
that's a feature that I'm working on, and I think it's like
Yeah,
a very unique thing. I haven't seen anyone in the space do that.
I really like that, not rushing it, because then you're kind of thinking about your run all day. Like you did the run in the
Yeah,
morning. You're kind of like, man, that was a good run. Let's see if the market like aligns.
yeah, yeah. It kind of
It's-
keeps you a little bit more sticky. Want to come back and check in a little bit throughout the day, and at some point, I do see a future where if we can get enough people playing this, there could be like an ad for a token or something down here or somewhere on the, as you're doing the run there. It's perfect ad space. So I could totally see, like, we could kind of buffer the yield of this game with tokens from other communities given out through the dungeon in a run. And it's like that those tokens are earned because we're giving ad space to that project. So that could be a really cool way to like buffer the yield without, Pixelcraft or us having to spend more to do, but also getting more visibility. That's one angle I'll definitely be working on.
Super cool. The last thing I want to say about this is, in terms of the reward pool you just mentioned, it's really, I think, maybe the key insight that kicked off the DeFi Dungeon project was aligning incentives. Because earlier you
Mhm.
mentioned like the reward pool, we aren't really expanding right now. We're going to dilute everybody's rewards. So I think the key insight was how to flip that and like actually make it where people will want to go out and recruit more players and see
Yeah.
the rewards grow. And that's easier said than done.
Yeah, it's right now it's at a point where definitely giving away more than we're earning, like in the staking. But the fun thing, the insight really there is that once people stake money, like there's gonna be a certain amount of capital that just doesn't get removed because people might forget about it, or they lose a wallet or whatever. So it's just gonna stay in there, generating yields basically forever. And so the goal is to just grow and grow and grow that pile until, and without like trying to keep the yield that we're offering on top of the yield generated from the pool, which is currently coming from Pixelcraft. But like this is also this yield in that's locked up is generate it's generating yield. And eventually, if we can get enough players and enough churn, that yield will kind of just generate forever. And that was like one thing that I think could be really interesting, is just having like a pool of capital generating yield pointed towards this game, basically indefinitely. And we don't, so like there could be a point where we don't have to buffer the yield with extra USDC or even Ghost. It could just be, other projects that want attention, like we've seen with QR code.fun or other things like that on base. Could totally see that for this game, plus the base yield that's being generated from the capital that's like staked inside of the game. This is kind of reminds me of the early bonding curve, and the I don't know if it's a mistake or whatever, but if we had just used a die instead of die for the bonding curve, that
Oh
would
yeah.
have been a huge amount of yield coming in all the time from Aave, for basically forever until we got out of it. But it was extra risk, extra friction. We didn't really want to take that on. But I do see a similar kind of pattern here, where if we can get a nice pile of capital that's just generating yield for this game, it does start to kind of become Ouroboros like, and it grows on itself. So yeah, that's what this project is about. and it's creating a fun game loop. There will be part of it is skill based because you'll be picking the tokens and like longing or shorting them. The game itself, I don't know how much skill it's really going to require. It's more just about like showing up every day and uh, taking your place on the leaderboard, like seeing what other people are doing, kind of knowing the meta game, like trying to figure out when the best time to make your run is, things like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Real quick, I am I've never been like happy with the UI at all. Like it's very kind of boilerplate, but I am
Mm,
spinning up some ideas. I'm curious, just to get a vibe check. Let me unshare my screen here.
sure.
Working on a couple ideas. These are just a few. I got my Higgs field going overdrive with these UIs. So I'm curious which one vibes most with you guys. I have like 8 other ideas, but
Oh, now
so
we're
the first
cooking.
one is like it's like a gold kind of very wizardy kind of gold purple theme. The second one is more of like a Diablo theme, and the third one, it kind of reminds me of like a Warcraft theme. So I'm curious which one, if anyone has any ones that you really like. And let
Uh,
me drop one more.
the first impression, the third one for me feels a little more Aavegotchi or crypto with the purples and pinks
Mm,
subtly in an otherwise dungeon themed UI.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I like them all. That Diablo one's kind of just cool. The
The
molten
Diablo
crack.
one's kind of just thick. Yeah. Here's one more. This is more of a like vaporwavy kind of style. But I was playing with Higgsfield a little bit. I want to do a little bit of like fun, have some fun with the UI as well, and like I'm able to basically take the game sprite and like get Nano Banana Pro to like generate some cool cards
Mm,
for the game sprites. So I'm kind of work this might I wanna spice things up a little bit in the UI and like make it more customizable with like you and your gotchi and like the gotchi that you're playing with. So stuff like this, just to add a little extra flavor to the game. 'Cause right now the UI has not really been a priority. It's
right.
just kind of there. But
Oh,
like here's a little UI card that I'm kind of working on.
super
Not
cool.
necessarily like responsive, although there could be like different UIs that you unlock or something. But this is like one direction I'm kind of looking at. And you would, instead of the star, you would like see your gotchi with that like neon vibe going. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the neon vibe it's definitely the most gotchi one. And maybe maybe that's the way to go. It definitely is kind of growing on me. Although I do kind of like the medieval vibe as well with the third one.
Yeah, we got
Yeah,
Nestor saying
same for
third and fourth.
all kinds of progression for sure. Yeah.
Well, that'll make a big difference because maybe
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta judge a book by the cover. So,
Yeah. Sometimes it does look kind of like an unfinished UI right now, which it is. So I'm gonna spend some time at some point once the UI kind of settles down a little bit, do a little bit of a UI pass on the game. And I think just that'll be a
mm.
moment where people coming in and like, oh man, this looks pretty legit.
Yeah, speaking of UIs, we'll keep things going here. Gotchiverse, the team's working hard. We're getting those NFT displays up and running in the Gotchiverse. So got a little work in progress here. You can see the modal. This is a very rough early one of the modal, but it will be live and we're targeting next week. This time next week, we should be able to have a Saturday hangout where we spawn in, we're locking down which map we want to do, but we want to fill it with fake Gotchi displays. It should work very well. And it's going to display a lot, pretty much we mapped it, all the metadata that you'd see at like fakegotchis.com. So the artist, the publisher, all that, the owner, description, all that kind of stuff, a number of editions, all that info should be conveyed. So we're pretty pumped for that. And this time next week, we should make sure to be here, and we'll be checking them out and kicking the tires.
Nice.
Yeah, pumped for that. I think you said there's some contract work, right? That's the last bit to the between the UI and the contract work. So we'll knock
Yeah,
that
we didn't
out.
put the original ones on chain, so that's should be very quick to do that. I think it's just like one little update.
Very cool. So that work continues. Um, I got a cool tweet here from Retrimentum. You guys may be following him on X. If you're not, this is who we just partnered with. He's the CEO of Pump Shot, so one of the main guys building there. And if you missed this is pretty cool. It just shows again like he 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 knows Aavegotchi, and I think that's one of the reasons we were able to work with him so quick. Is as soon as him and Zbot met face to face, he was like, "Oh yeah, Aavegotchi." So, and he's met Jason in the past. So just a little bit of lore there and backstory. Pretty cool to see. And that's why they're giving out 100 XP to all the Gotcha gang right now. So uh, I think that kind of game, also based, same ecosystem. They don't have their own mascot. It's kind of an opportunity for us to like, grow with them. If their success is there, it'll be our success. And right now they're in like they're really pushing right now. So they're getting loud and getting ready for mainnet release, and we get to be really the only NFT project that is getting a lot of visual support integrations into the game. So we'll ride that and continue to enjoy. Who up above said they already are making money on this game? I think it was Choinya, right? Esther. He said all starts with $1, just one. And I think it's just such a cool concept that you rip packs every day, and sometimes you've got it's a prediction market combined with TCG, so pretty straightforward. If you think Nakamura is gonna win the Speed Chess Championship before February 9, then you'd play the card. You kind of like I think you can stake up to 5, and so really cool concept. I'm glad we're aligned with them, and they like the Aavegotchis. Oh yeah, Basie too. I mean, that's what I mean. It's good company. It's like it's where Aavegotchi should be. So we'll see how that goes. But I've got my account in. Put in the number if you still need one. Scroll through the chat or hit up Zbot. Check the posts. They're onboarding Aavegotchi right now. I think the last thing, Dan, is the team's been pretty busy with Reckless as well. We're tidying that up. I think one of the main issues there is like we just want a good player experience, and so getting the virtual buttons to feel good has been a focus, not too hard.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other part is like I guess on base app, trying to get it where we could support full screen and be mobile. It's just been a little
Yeah, it's always tough on browser to like have full screen.
So these are the little things we want to make sure it plays well and plays as it should be. But we're just fine tuning that right now. So I think in the next week, it's reasonable to say we might be dropping a link and inviting you guys to play or test it out in the next week or two for sure. And the only reason it might otherwise delay is like we've said, we want to like when we drop it, have a plan of like how do we push this and get more people to play. So we got 4 more maps that are ready to go right now, and we're thinking to maybe each Saturday release 1 new map for 4 weeks, and then the leaderboards fill up and we give out rewards throughout the month. So like we could have a whole February of Reckless, something like that. So if that feels good to you guys, or you have some other insights or ideas around how you'd like to see Reckless rolled out, it's not too late. You can definitely have your input. But otherwise, yeah, we're pretty stoked to kick that off and do 4 weeks of Reckless and release all the maps. Maybe a good segue here. I see Zonza's got a Battler out. That game's looking good. Tweeted about that this week. I was just like, wow, it's really looking good. And maybe, yeah, we could switch into some of the stuff the greater community is building in the DAO hour. Unless you have anything else to go over, Dan, I think we've gone through the main bits of the blog post. I think unless there's anything else to address, really didn't get any questions. So I think we're good.
Yeah, plenty of other things we're cooking on, but I know Zbot's working on some stuff. Hopefully, we'll have some movement on that soon. Should be pretty neat. But yeah, once I think said what
Yeah.
we want to said for the hangout part.
Yeah, for sure. And I hope that point came across. Like the devil in the details, there's a lot cooking and plenty of things to be excited about. But this was a pretty
I
high
mean,
level.
yeah, like we're here again. I saw someone mention the what like the Runiverse or whatever, like the team being on hiatus for 2 years and then coming back and like there's like this transfer of DAO IP or like the IP and stuff. Like that's just not it's not going to happen. I mean, our team is here. We haven't been on hiatus for 2 years. We've been like showing up religiously almost to this hangout every week. We've been shipping. Maybe it's not exactly what we set out initially, and maybe it's not exactly what everyone that necessarily wants. But like we are here, we are present, we're trying. It's not an easy market to be in, but like that's also the message that Pixelcraft is still here. We're not going on like team hiatus for a year, and then if it ever does come to a point where like the company is not going to continue, well, there's no question that the IP would go either to the DAO, or if the DAO is in a state where it can't handle the IP, then maybe there's like an open sourcing or something that would happen.
Yeah,
But
like
that would be up
CC.
to the DAO to decide at that time.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah, it's good to bring that up because that comes up once in a while through the DAO channel, and there shouldn't be any question. Like that was already agreed to. So I'm glad we're still here and we're committed to building and you know I hope with the DAO distribution with the new year, it's January, it's 2026. Hopefully we can all like kind of get on the same page and build. I'm so excited for some of the things I see you guys building. You're still here. Everybody in this call is here. 5 years in, we got a great brand, great cute characters, and we wouldn't keep building for them if we didn't think that they have a lot of potential and they already create a lot of value. So I'm stoked to see the new Gotchi products coming out from both Pixelcraft and got to make more time in my schedule to enjoy some of these things that you guys are delivering.
I know.
That's my
We need more
personal.
hours in the day, man.
I know. It's getting crazy. I swear time's speeding up. I swear. But with that, maybe we can speed up to the DAO hour. If we got a host today, I'm looking through the chat. Hey, there we go.
Test, test.